Won't you get me back with me?
Hey, welcome. Happy Tuesday. This is Jeanne Street here on Angels Don't Lie. I am back in the studio, and it is September 12th. Can you believe it? Time is just flying by. We're already in mid-September. So I have been away for the last 2 weeks. You guys have had 2 shows that we pre-recorded, which were live readings, and we got some great reviews. People really loved them. We did this at the studio, at my studio in Spirit in Woodbury, and yeah, it was a great time. Right, Casey?
It really was an amazing experience. Everybody walked away there like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and just the energy of having the group together, which is always lovely. I so enjoy that, reaching out and sharing those messages that the angels have for people. So yeah, I was in Hawaii, which was amazing. We went to Maui and to Kauai. It was both really beautiful, amazing places. And we got to see so many amazing things. Like, where do I even begin? The sunset at Mount Haleakala, which was life-changing, really. It was very spiritual. You're above the clouds. You drive up, up through the mountains. One of the highest peaks around, higher than Mount Washington, actually. I think it's over 10,000 feet. So you're driving forever up this mountain, round and round and round and round, and you finally get up there, and you are literally above the clouds.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you're watching the sun kind of set into the clouds, and at the same time, there's a full moon. It was just about a full moon on the other side. So, like, one side you were in daylight, and you turn around, and then you were in nighttime, and then daylight, and it was really incredible.
I like the rainbow picture you sent. It's a pretty cool rainbow.
That was a good rainbow. And while I was away, my dad ended up in the hospital, so we had a little stress and chaos going on. And he actually sent me a picture from his hospital window of a double rainbow.
Oh, boy.
I know. I was like, oh, made me feel so much better. But he's doing well, and we're expecting him
Glad to hear that.
Come home on Thursday. Yeah. He had fainted, so he fainted and hit his hip and dislocated it, and he ended up needing some repair because he's had a hip replacement before. So he's my bionic dad, So thankfully, my mom and dad have a lot going on, so they're moving, and just lots of stress. So we were, praying, and thank God for my brother. He did, my sister. They stepped up and took good care of my parents and did everything they needed. And my daughter and my kids were amazing too. My daughter every day would go over and pick my mom up and drive her down to the hospital, so she didn't have to drive, which was great. And they got to have the kids there, which was even better, because who doesn't like a bunch of grandkids around, right? Little babies make you smile.
Oh, they are the best.
They really are. So we left yesterday morning. I was trying to tell KJ and Casey this. I woke up yesterday morning in Hawaii at 5:30, which is 6 hours earlier than our time here. And I haven't really slept since, because we, got up, we packed, we did our thing, and then headed for the airport around 11:30 their time. And we just were on planes and really didn't end up sleeping more than like an hour at a time. So we got home this afternoon. We landed at 1 here in Hartford, and we drove home, got our stuff in the house. I already started laundry, unpacked everything. I'm like running on empty. I'm not even sure how I'm still awake, but it's pretty awesome, right?
You're going to sleep good tonight.
Yeah, I came in and they were like, I was talking to Mile a minute. Both of them were Casey and KJ were looking at me like, what are you on? So, and I thought this was a great thing. I can bring in the nutritional tip that I want to talk about, and I'm actually drinking that. I brought Casey some tonight. So
it's delicious.
And we'll share that with you guys tonight. We're going to talk about some big stuff tonight. Because there's been so much chaos in the world and a lot of energy going on with, all of the natural disasters all around. And I've heard lots of different comments about where's God, or, is this the end of the world? Is this, global warming? What is happening? And so I want to address that. And I'm also going to talk about addiction, because I have a dear client who had reached out to me when I was away, and we were texting back and forth, and her son has an addiction. He's overdosed before and survived, and he just overdosed again and survived. And now he's back in a rehab. And how terrifying it is to have, your child, live in this manner and not feel any part of connection with himself, or don't know what love is, because he doesn't know his own body. So I really wanted to talk about addiction and how a lot of addiction isn't just a chemical imbalance. There are different components where, yes, absolutely, there is a chemical imbalance where people will choose addiction to fill that, to feel better. And then there's also this connection, this energy connection that we have, which is that empath connection, where the empath, if you remember, we've talked about it before, it's the ability to feel energy on a soul level. So to feel another person or the energy of a thing, meaning alcohol, drugs, even food, you feel the energy, you can connect with it, and you feel it within your body. So when an empath goes through life not knowing they're an empath and feel things and don't know what they're feeling, they will choose to have addiction. They will choose to cover it up because they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with themselves, with their body, and how to manage that, because it is a lot to understand. And I'm really very passionate about this because this is how I grew up, not being able to explain to people how I felt, not being comfortable in my own body. And though I didn't choose an actual one thing to be addicted to, I was more addicted to like bad behavior, more drama, and being over-involved in people's lives and trying to fix things all the time. And I definitely also have had that connection with wine, with wanting wine or having it like speak to me. And that's what an empath addiction is. Things will speak to you and you won't be able to stop it because you're not in a good frame of mind and you're not understanding that the energy you're picking up, the energy that's talking to you, is not of your own. So most empaths spend most of their life outside of their body because they don't even know what they're feeling and they don't like what they're feeling. Also, an empath can become addicted to pain, to feeling things on another level because they don't understand their body. So they'll either cause pain to themselves or they'll be in pain all the time, with an illness, or, they'll be so extreme all of the time because they don't know how to explain the things that they're feeling that aren't theirs. So they feel everything. They might have somebody's headache or they might have somebody's muscle ache. And so none of it is theirs, but they're extreme. And so they're going to the doctors and they're going on different prescriptions and just all over the place. So I think it's a fascinating subject to kind of broach and expand on, because more or less all of us are energy. We are energy. And so you may have some of it and you may have all of it. And what do we do? How do you start to implement a plan to regain yourself, your consciousness, your own soul self, so you're comfortable in your body, so you're not talking to these things that are hurting you. You are not the addiction. The addiction is outside of you. So when we can change that energy and we can stop having those things talk to us, that's a really cool thing. Or to understand what it is that's talking to you as an energy form rather than just a substance. So for instance, let's say our cell phones, right? We all love our freaking cell phones. I'm there with you. We want to check it. We want to see what's going on. We want to text somebody.
See what's going on in the world.
We're checking our emails. We're checking our social media sites. We're just checking on things, the weather, the moon apps. I mean, we have all kinds of apps, right? We're just using our phone. And so this has an energy. The phone will actually talk to you. And you can be sitting down and your phone away from you. And all of a sudden you just can't stop yourself. You have to grab and turn it on. Pay attention. Listen to it talking to you. How much is it in your hand? And the energy, feel your hand. Let kind of, I'm like, bleh, sorry.
Well, I have times where I'm driving in the car and I know the phone is ringing.
Right.
But it's not.
It's not. But
It's not. It's just like it wants me to look at it.
That's what
I'm like,
what I'm
that is
talking
weird.
about.
And it just, I thought it was a bad phone, right? But then it continues. It's just been going on for a couple of years.
Yes.
I mean, many years where I am like absolutely sure the phone just rang.
Right.
And I look at it and there's nothing, you know?
Right. We feel a text coming in or exactly. That's my point. So you have to look at it and you don't pull over, do you?
Sure I do.
Yeah, right, says the AT&T guy. So, I mean, that is the problem because these things, they talk to us.
Right.
And so we end up...
They want your attention.
Right, and we end up doing something that we might not have normally chosen to do. It's against our grain, but we end up doing it because this energy is calling it. And it's so strong that it's covering in front of us. It's covering our energy. So we're not connecting to, no, don't speak to it right now. And it's that it is a little bit of willpower, but it's also about clearing the energy of the chaos first and being in your own energy so you understand what that is, which is a hard thing to tell somebody how to do. So what are the easiest things, to get yourself back in your own alignment? So you're choosing higher vibration energy rather than lower vibration energy. So things that have worked for me: meditation, quieting the mind. When we get our mind to shut up and be still, which is not an easy thing to do, we can be in the moment and we can better understand what our body's saying, what our emotions and feelings are, and what is ours and what is another's. And we can do that just by quieting our mind and being still. I'm a big fan of the journaling. I talk about it all the time.
I know.
Journal. La, la, la. Well, because for me, being an empath, this is a great way for me to know that it's actually my energy. So I can write it. My mind is quiet. I'm still. And I feel most like myself when I'm doing that. So if you speak to any artist, anybody that's doing any of those ings I've talked about in the past, that's when you feel most like yourself, right? When you're doing those things that you're passionate about. So how do we find those passions? Well, we got to start someplace, right? We got to clean the slate. We got to clear the energy so we can find what we really love to do. And that can be so confusing for somebody that's overloaded with energy, be it an empath or a highly sensitive person. Any of us, we can feel that. So when we stop, sit, quiet our mind, we can start to hear our own tone, hear our own selves, which is an amazing thing. Yoga was another great move for me. Yoga helped me to be more in my body because I fly out, and a lot of people with gifts, have the empath ability, they will leave their body because it's more comfortable outside than it is within. And then there are those who actually are trapped within 24/7. And those are the people that usually have an intense amount of pain, or they're very intense people because they're trapped within. So breathing for them can help them to lighten and not be so stuck in one place. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Perfect.
We had some people in the live reading
Yes.
that definitely were strong empaths that didn't understand it.
Exactly. And I find that to be a really common thing, actually, because we're all energy, right? We're each an energetic being, and so we are going to pick up energy. We are going to be sensitive on some level. So if we don't pay attention and clean up and know who we are, know our passions and know our truths, then we go through life very confused. We can be very angry, very judgmental, and very stuck. So that's the confusing thing. So what was the other thing I wanted to say that with cleaning up your energy? So putting those things in front of you about choosing a healthy vibration is really important for somebody that's addicted to no matter whatever it is, whether it's TV, phone, drugs, alcohol, sex. I mean, you can be addicted to pretty much anything. So when we move that energy away from us and we surround ourselves with higher energy, meaning good food, higher vibration people that are like-minded, with good music. Music is a high vibration. So we're listening to higher vibration music that can change everything. Just clearing our energy in our house. Like, I love that spring cleaning type of energy when we clean out the old and refresh, because we're shifting energy and we're welcoming new in. And sometimes this really can make all the difference. It changes you all around. You know, moving the old out. That's why buying a new outfit always feels good for a woman, because it's new energy, right? And you feel great, but you know, you might look at it later down the road and go like, what was I thinking? Well, you were thinking at the time you needed that new energy.
Right.
So maybe if you have cleared out your closet, you might realize you're bombarding yourself down. So it's just a matter of, paying attention to what is in our surroundings. What are we doing with our time? And if we're chattering all the time, if we're in gossip all the time, if we're searching for our money and wealth and whatever it is, and we're not paying attention to our core of who we are and healing and loving our family, then we're not going to get there. Or we might get there and it'll be false and it won't feel good. Yeah, big stuff. Big stuff. So there I go again. Look at, like, it's 20 after, and I've like gone, whew.
Breezed right through it.
I know. So, yeah.
Well, let's go into take a break and go into the nutritional tip.
You want to go into the nutritional tip?
Yes.
You're ready for it, aren't
I am
you?
ready.
Casey's ready because I brought him a great tea tonight. And I figured this would be a really good nutritional tip, since this is something I had pretty much every day when I was away. And it's called acai. I had acai bowls when we were away. And acai is a berry, and it grows in the rainforest. And it has such a healing component because it is a deep bluish purple berry. And it's one of the most powerful superfoods, high in nutrients, that is out there. And I know many of us have heard of the acai. And you can get it dehydrated, which is amazing. So usually that's the strongest type that we can get around here. And then you can add it to your smoothies or make a tea like I did today. And I will share that recipe with you. So the acai berry grows on an acai palm tree. And they actually can reach the height of 50 to 80 feet tall. Yeah, right? It's crazy. And it can grow from one little seed, because they're not very big berries. And it can, that tree can just grow from one seed. That's how strong they are.
Where do they predominantly grow at?
In the rainforest.
Rainforest, so that's right.
Yeah. So it contains high levels of fatty acids, omega-3s, 9s, and 6. And it also has high levels of the monosaturated oleic acid, which is like a beauty oil, that glow that we can have. High in antioxidants, it neutralizes free radicals. I mean, who doesn't love that, right? Regenerates our stem cells, which is an amazing thing. So we talk about stem cells. That's our white blood cells. That's our connective tissues. That's our muscles. That's our nerves. So it regenerates them. So we have illness one by one, little by little. It can repair all of those things. So we are healthier. It helps us to also digest animal protein within our gut, which is a good thing. It contains 19 amino acids. It's high in fiber. It's low on the glycemic level, which is an important thing for diabetics. And I've worked with a couple of diabetics before, and they always worry about some of the superfoods because of that. So acai is very safe for that because it's low on that glycemic level. High in vitamins, minerals such as calcium, beta-carotene, and vitamin E. Obviously, it's a cancer fighter and protector. And it actually helps with our skin, with that healthy glow because of that the oleic oil, yeah. So really yummy, really amazing food. So tonight I made this acai tea. Very simple to do. I have a dehydrated acai, organic, that I purchased, and I mixed it with 2 teaspoons of raw cacao powder. Did I say 1 teaspoon of the acai powder? 1 teaspoon of the bee pollen, 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric, and I did a tablespoon of manuka honey because there's no sugar there's no sweetness to the acai berry, and raw cacao has no sweetness. So I did a tablespoon of manuka honey. So all of these healing together, I poured a little hot water to dissolve everything, filled it with ice, and then filled it with cold water and shook it all up. So it's more of a cold tea. I didn't want it to be too hot. And Casey's going to tell you what he thought of it.
I thought it was, it had like you could taste a little bit of the chocolate, but not like you're eating a chocolate bar. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
And that to me was like the more that I could taste of anything was just a slight chocolate taste. So it was pretty good.
I taste the bee pollen. That's what I taste, the bee pollen.
I've never had the straight bee pollen, so I guess
I've made it for you before, but it does have a distinct, almost like a nutty flavor. And I just love bee pollen. I love the energy that it gives. And it's just super healing. So this is a great tea, and I'll make another shareable photo for you guys with this acai tea on it. Yeah. So these things, superfoods, are something that are really great when we're talking about addiction, when we're talking about what do we do for ourselves, where do we start? Well, we start by cleaning up our life. We start by paying attention to. Don't breathe in like that. He's like,
I had stopped breathing for a while. I don't know.
He's like, oh,
yeah.
Shoot. I won't swear.
I forgot to hit my my mute button.
So and Casey's done it. You're like bringing in all the superfoods now, and you've made some big changes.
You should have seen the size of the box I got today. It was this big, with from the Natural Market website.
You?
Yes.
Nice.
All kinds of stuff. So because I went completely through my whole bottle of spirulina.
Okay.
That I got, and I got some wheatgrass because I got Kathy drinking the wheatgrass.
I know.
And now I got, but I'm changing over to the powder because I want to try to get her going on a smoothie instead of the other. But we'll drink because it was, we picked that up. But yeah, and then
KJ, tell me, text me and tell me how you're liking the wheatgrass. What you've noticed.
Royal jelly.
Yep.
And then that bark stuff that we talked about that I can't pronounce.
The Pariaco.
Yeah. And I just need to get some local bee pollen, and I can make that.
Nice.
Other tea that we talked about.
You can put bee pollen in your smoothies. There's pretty much a lot of things you can do with that. When we were away, we all ended up getting sick, from the travel. So I ended up going to a health food store that was right down the road from our hotel, and I went there 4 days in a row, and they had fresh juice shots, and so one of them, the one I got was a AAA, and it had turmeric, apple cider vinegar, I don't even remember, but cayenne, I don't know, it was a spicy little mix, and it was so good, so it would open you up. And I bought myself some Hawaiian spirulina because, what's better than Hawaiian spirulina?
Yeah, you're right there.
Well, and that's really the best, if we're talking about spirulina, the best source is from Hawaii, they say. So, yeah. And so a spirulina will help with all that mucus, and because it works on... It can work on clearing your gut. So when we have mucus, it usually can end up in our stomach. So we want to keep it nice and clear. And spirulina can help with the breathing issues with our lungs. So it's pretty amazing superfood if we're going to get into another one. So, I was saying with addiction, what do we do? How do we help somebody that, like my client and her son who now is in rehab again, right? Where does she start? Where it's a do-over now, right? He needs to learn about how to be in his own self. Like, who is he? What are his passions? And find out what it is to love about life, because he's lacking that. And how do we help another person? Well, first we have to understand our own energy. We have to realize what makes us tick. Who are we, and what are we drawn to? Before we can help another, that's what we have to do. Always start with ourselves. So we surround ourselves with good food, like you're doing, right? Casey, you're doing that. We journal.
Yes.
Are you
journal?
Are you journaling?
No, I did one time. I got it once.
Cat's out of the bag. So, yeah.
But I am going to journal tonight after the show because I found that was a really good time after I've been through all this, and I'm just really calm. And after I get done with the website, I feel relieved, or the podcast and doing all that. and felt that was a real quiet time for me last time. So I'm going to do that again tonight after the show.
Good. Excellent. So yeah, those things are perfect. And even like reading or listening to good music. And tonight I have a special treat for you guys. I brought my singing bowl, which is a gorgeous singing bowl. It's made with rose quartz. So it's actually made with crystal, and it has platinum. So it has earth energy. It's amazing. And it works on a heart level, this particular singing bowl, and it helps with emotional release. So this is perfect when we talk about addictions, because when we have this connection to things that don't serve us, we will feel less than. It will really damage us. And that emotional connection can keep us trapped. So by listening to this particular singing bowl, we can release those emotions without even knowing we're doing it, which is pretty spectacular. Sound healing is really life-changing. Any type of healing, there are so many different forms of healing that can really shift and change your life, but I love sound healing. And I recently met a woman, I went for a session, who she does craniosacral therapy, which is another amazing therapy to do, because it works with the energy of the fluid within your body, so within your brain and your spinal, and it balances. I mean, I'm simplifying it, but there's a science behind it. They basically work to balance all of that fluid and can pick up traumas from the lifetime and help to rebalance so you can release them. Really amazing things, therapies that you can do when you have addiction, or for people that are stuck. So that's, I would personally go to that end. If it was somebody in my family, I would get them type of healing like that, sound healing, Reiki healing, with trained professionals that work with addiction, that understand that level of soul connection and energy, and how we hold energy within our body.
Well, in the mainstream rehab places, what do they do to try to...
Well, this particular place where he is, I know that they actually do some energy healing, because some of the counselors there are really incredible. I know them. They have fought for these treatments to come in, because they do make a difference. And so they've slowly watched studies and done their own, and they've seen the big difference. So they offer yoga, they offer Reiki, and energy healing sessions. So really incredible things.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah. So, what I wanted to start to do on the show each week was to offer a prayer as a community with all of our angels that are listening. When we gather together in God's name, when we gather together 2 or more people and we pray together, well, there's an energy that happens. There's a shift that moves and raises vibration. So with all these natural disasters that are happening, with all the people that are suffering and in need, for all the people that are mourning their loved ones that they've lost in these disasters, or even people that are here with things like this addiction and her son, and not knowing what to do, we feel lost. We feel like there's no hope, but there is hope. So here on Angels Don't Lie, I wanted to do something. I wanted to do it with you. I wanted to invite us all to pray together each week for one specific cause. And if you have a cause that you'd like to share, you can email it to me at Jeanne@JeanneStreet.com, and we will get that on the air. We'll do it in order that the requests come in, and each week we will pray together. Because if we gather together, miracles will happen. That's what we have the power to do. So in the beginning of the show, we were talking a little bit about the natural disasters, and people wondering, where is God? Why are these things happening? Is this the end of the world? And these things have bothered me. I've sat with them, I prayed on them, and I'm asking the angels, like, what is it I'm supposed to do? How can I be of service? How can I help? And the message is over and over and over again is to be the light, to be the truth, to be the love. That these things that are happening are not the end. This is not God's doing. That weather happens. There are things that happen that aren't God's will, that man creates. But there is room everywhere for love. There is room for prayer. There is room for people to come together to shift energy. And when energy is low as a collective, as it's been, we'll see things that happen as a response, right? As an opposite reaction. So then we have to gather together and we have to pray. We have to change that vibration. That's what we have the power to do. And we see that. We see that with people coming forward to help. We see the good in people coming to other aids. But we also see the negative. We also see people looting and taking advantage of. So we have to pray for those and we have to shift that. Okay, so we are going to take a caller, and at the end of the show, the last 10 minutes of the show, we'll be dedicating it to the prayer. So we have Maureen on the line. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Maureen.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Hi. I'm okay.
How can I help you?
I'm holding on. It had a rough couple of weeks with an overdose of my son yesterday, but the relapse that came on 2 weeks ago after having full 6 months of sobriety, total transformation in appearance, an incredible opportunity and a job that he loved and they loved him, and they are somewhat shocked, actually very sad that this happened to my son.
Yeah.
My son did survive the overdose, and it was very hard today just to get him to go into treatment, and it was touch and go all the way. And about 3 o'clock, he was admitted to treatment.
Okay.
He accepted it and was brought in. And he will be detoxing. And as he said, it doesn't get easier. It gets harder.
Right.
Six rehabs, several detoxes, beautiful detoxes, crummy detoxes,
Right.
beautiful rehabs, crummy rehabs, all the way to homelessness, even living on the street, and then back, in the world and looking great and flushed away with just that one impulse.
Yeah.
And it's sad. They say that you're only as happy as your least happy child, and you'll practice taking care of yourself, and you can practice all those things, but yet there's just something in your heart that hurts. No matter what, it just hurts, or you're waiting. You don't get to experience the full joy that you may have in another time in your life when something wasn't like this, wasn't looming. It's hard to explain. You can say you're going to do it. You can go out and you can get your mind off of it for a while. You could go on vacation and even enjoy your vacation. But in the back of your mind, even when your child is not using the drug, in the back of your mind, there's the what if and the, oh my God, and okay, I have to accept this. There could be a relapse, or he could die, it's just a different feeling, and you begin to have to learn to live your life that way. And there is always a form of some little bit lack of joy.
Yeah, and how many years have you been doing this, Maureen?
6.
Yeah, that's a long time. And
6 years.
He's 24.
He was a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
When he took his first pain medication pill.
Okay.
That was when he became addicted to opiates.
Okay. Yeah, because I keep seeing 24. So, you're saying he started at 25.
Well, 24.
Yeah, that's what I'm circling there. So what I keep seeing 24. And how old?
Yes,
so
because
He's what, 31
because
now?
he was probably exactly 24, because now that I think about it, he will be 31 in December.
Okay. Again, and we spoke a little earlier today. Your Maureen's brother Michael is on the other side, and Michael was coming through, and this was just through a text, and he was saying there's still hope. And I feel like this is a different type of rehab for him. This has more of an outdoors component to it, where I don't feel like he's had that connection to earth energy before. Do you understand that?
Yes, I mean, it's very pretty.
It's more than it's pretty. It's actually earth energy for him. That's what Michael's showing me. It's very different. It feels more like the hiking and the wilderness component to it. And I do feel like he's going to experience some things that are going to be very different. I do think it's going to be hard, but I feel like it's going to be really good for him. I just feel like it's a different type of experience this time. I don't know why Michael keeps showing me that. It just feels completely different this time.
Okay.
And in the willingness,
I can maybe.
I feel like the willingness for him was actually a surrender. Do you understand this?
Oh, wow.
What's the surrender?
Yeah.
I don't feel like so much like
I
feel like he had to surrender and let go of his own will. Like he had to let go.
He was fighting it. He was fighting hard.
Okay.
Very much. I mean, he didn't have to go. He could have walked. He had money.
Okay.
He could have walked down the street and took off and found somebody to get him.
Right.
He was struggling. He was struggling with that.
Right. But he
wasn't forced to go.
Yeah. I feel like he actually, this time over other times, is that he actually has regret for hurting people.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He already emailed. We just found out that he emailed even his boss, his new boss. And they said the email was unbelievable. And that they were devastated and felt horrible, because they really, really, really admired him, and they thought he had so far to go with them. But
yeah. And so, did you listen earlier where I was talking about the addiction and the empath?
Oh my gosh, I listened to every word, and I was shocked. I mean, I think about him now. I think about how he had just gotten out of rehab back in March, or actually living on the street as a homeless person, and he came back to Connecticut to, sober, and he could write the most incredible eulogy for a grandmother who had passed, and he wanted to tell people who she was by listening to her, that he got to know her. And that just shook me to the core when I heard about the empath. It was amazing. That was him.
I just feel like he's at a great place because they know these things there. I feel like they're going to help him. They're going to connect with him. So, it's energy. The drugs, they speak to him. That is the part of being about an empath, is that things will speak to us, but we have to be careful that we surround ourselves with the good things, that we have a choice. We always have that choice to have the healthier food around us, to not go to those parties where we know, that drug is going to be, or those people that are going to be on those drugs, because they'll speak to us even through a person. And we don't even, clearly understand it sometimes. I always tell the story, Maureen. I was a young girl, and I think I was pregnant at the time, so I didn't drink. But I walked into a bar, and I felt like I was drunk. And I actually, was tipsy. And I was like, I'm not even drinking. And I'm, tripping. And I did not understand that, and I didn't even know how to explain that to anybody. How am I feeling drunk when I'm not drinking a thing? But I felt like those people at the bar. So if you can imagine your son doing that and being around somebody that's just on that type of medication, or, whatever that drug of choice is for him, he can feel that. And it's a memory, then it's in his body. So we have to heal that memory. We have to take that energy and move it and shift it. And that's where that healing work comes in. And that's where, the hard work of understanding what we've allowed in and how to separate it and not allow it to come back in.
The drug itself is so evil. I mean, it was not long, that it went to an oxycodone, that it went to the heroin through the nose, that it went to heroin, even while in rehab, after 5 years, and after being in rehab 10 months, it went to heroin through a needle. Then it went to Connecticut and fentanyl.
And so this last time it was medication? Yeah.
It was fentanyl. It was heroin cut with fentanyl.
Okay. And did he say where he got it?
He got it off a drug dealer.
Okay.
In Waterbury.
Yep.
Yep. And he's alive, which is mind-boggling, because, the night before was Sunday. He had come to our home, because he's staying with a friend. He had come to our home to speak to his stepfather about his plan to get sober and try a device to withdraw. It's a new device called a bridge. It sits behind the ear, so that most addicts are more afraid of withdrawal. Mm-hmm. And then instead of going on a medication, which is an opiate mimicker, and then continually be addicted to that, he was going to go back on a once-a-month shot that is an opiate blocker.
Okay.
So that if he ever used, he wouldn't get high and it kills the craving. So he had made those arrangements. He had come on a Sunday night to say, this is okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, we're going to get the bridge. So they put the bridge on me, and instantly, I won't have the withdrawal, the pain of withdrawal. And he went to sleep. I talked to the roommate. He went to sleep. He got up. He went to work. And he went into the bathroom and he overdosed. Had he overdosed at that friend's house, he would not be alive. It was because it was mid-morning. He went into the bathroom. They heard him fall. They broke down the door. And they saved his life with Narcan, which people are fighting about. Why should we? And they saved his life, and he has another chance.
Right.
And that's how powerful that substance is.
So even
to my loved one.
So even talking about it, even talking about the bridge for him, because we're talking energy, right? It awakens something. It speaks. It's a memory within his body. So, like the craniosacral, the energy work would be amazing for him while he's there. I'm not sure that they do the craniosacral there, but those things will help to move that energy out of his body. So just the mere hearing of the word won't tug that feeling to have that sensation again.
I woke up this morning, and the truth is for anybody struggling, I was questioning my faith 2 weeks ago when the relapse was so bad. I was really questioning my faith, because there were many years, even through attempted suicide of one brother and the suicide of the other, I was strong and had strong faith. And with this last relapse, I was saying, I'm questioning my faith. And then yesterday morning when I got the call, we didn't know if he were dead or alive. All we knew is he was found. That he was found and overdosed, and that he was in an ambulance. No one said he was alive. They said the paramedics were on the scene and he was being transported.
And where?
And I prayed out. I prayed out. I prayed out to my angels, to my God. I was like, God, please don't take my son. Please give him another chance. And for some reason, my faith just like exploded. And for some reason, there was a definite feeling that he wasn't dead. I just felt it. And today, when we were driving to rehab, I was like, wow, this is great. This is so great. We're driving to rehab.
Right.
We're driving you to rehab. We're not driving to the funeral parlor to make arrangements.
Right. And that's the hope that Michael was showing earlier. The hope. So when we keep our faith really strong, and it's not easy to do when we're being tested, we get tested. How strong can your faith hold you and support you? So we don't doubt, that we don't think that this is God punishing us or that God is taking him, that these are the choices that your son is making, but God can be by him and help him if we so pray and if we get him to open up.
Yeah.
So, Maureen, thank you so much for calling in, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. And we're going to...
Thank you so much, Jeannie.
Absolutely. We're going to do our prayer, and we're going to do it for your son tonight.
Thank you so much.
And we're going to
Good night.
Good night, hon. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
A moment, right? Yeah.
Deep breath on that one.
I know. My phone is exploding. People are saying my heart is there for her, sending all their love to her, helping support you, Maureen, which is why I wanted to do, every week I wanted to do this prayer and reverence, of a moment of our love, of our devotion to God, to that higher being, that love can hold us and support us, that it can wrap us, not only for her son, who is clearly suffering and causing pain to others, which I know he doesn't want to do, but for this mom who's living in that turmoil of what if today's the day, right? What if it's today? Let's help her, let's hold them both so they can get through it. That love connects, that this connection to that lower energy, to that addiction can be healed. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to play the singing bowl, and I want you all just to take some deep breaths in, close your eyes, and open your heart. And while your heart is open in this beautiful emotional state, we're going to send our petitions out at the same time. And you can send them to Maureen and to her son. And we're going to ask the angels to embrace them and love them. And whatever you want to say, particularly to God in this moment, will be welcomed. just take a moment to reconnect in your body, to be still. This can be very emotional. We can find ourselves crying during moments like this. So for even those things that we don't understand, our faith is required to help us heal, to help us have the understanding that we need to have, so we're not alone. And we're going to send our prayers, I'm going to send my prayers to all those people that have been affected by the storms, the earthquake, the fires, for all these natural disasters all over the place. Florida and Texas, to Cuba, to beautiful Turks and Caicos, to St. Martin. I mean, everywhere we've looked on the news lately seems to be chaos. So I'm asking for the energy to calm and for love to ease what's going on, so that so people can gather together to do good, to help heal. What are you going to say, Casey? He's over there. He's like,
that was good. I like that singing bowl. That thing is really awesome. That's such an awesome sound.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, right? The vibrations of it, the energy of it. When I first heard it, I told you, I'll tell our listeners, we were in Kauai, and we went into this beautiful little shop, and they had all these beautiful singing bowls. And I have singing bowls, but not one like this that actually has the rose quartz and the colors this one has, and have the platinum also weave through it. The sound of it made me cry. It touched me. And then when the gentleman who was demonstrating it explained that it works not only on the heart chakra, but it works on an emotional, for that emotional release. And I thought, that's why I'm crying, because all of the stuff that's happening in the world is inside, it's inside of all of us, and we hold on to it like we don't know what to do with it. We don't know what to say. We're on social media, we're reading what other people are writing. I'm always contemplative, I'm always thinking, and so it just got me. So, and of course my husband's so lovely, he was like, well, that one's sold. I never seen a singing bowl make her cry before. But yeah, so, well, listen, if you guys want us to pray for you, for your loved ones, for any particular thing at all, send it. Each week we're gonna do a prayer reverence moment, and we will share your prayer with our listeners. And you can send that to Jeanne at JeanneStreet.com. And we have some great things coming up in the next few weeks. I know KJ and the girls from the Warp View are now Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. on the drive home, so you can listen to the Warp View Monday through Friday at 5 p.m., which is exciting. KJ has a great event coming up, the comedy show for charity, and that's on the 30th. Am I correct on that?
That is correct.
Yeah, and where can they find out about that?
Go to the KBJB Facebook page.
Yeah, and you guys are definitely on to go, because I went last year and we are planning to go again this year. It is a hoot. Hoot, hoot. It's so much fun. And what else do we have going on?
And it's a fundraiser for the Gildna Radner.
Yes. Foundation. Right? Yes. And unfortunately, we did postpone our event for the Vanishing White Matter Foundation, but you guys can still make your donations. So you can go to the White Matter Foundation, Family Foundation, and you can still make a donation. And we're hoping to maybe pick that up in the spring. So I think that's it. I think I'm gonna close out the show now. I just had one question. Oh, okay. I forgot about the app, the Numbers app, and I was trying to remember it. I know I could have went back through some podcasts and found it, but do you remember the app that does, you put in, like, if you see a number The angel number app?
Yes, yeah.
It's angel numbers.
Because I thought I tried to look that up like that, but
Um,
Angel's number app.
hold
Okay.
on. I'll pull it up right now. Yeah, it's just angel numbers.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Angel numbers.
Yeah, and that's a Doreen Virtue app. It's a lot of fun. It's actually great fun.
Oh, and we probably should have a little moment of silence. Louise, is it Louise Hay?
Yes, that's
She
right.
passed away.
Louise Hay, founder of Hay House, she passed away, and yes, we should definitely do a moment of silence. And if you aren't sure who Louise Hay is, you'll have to go online and look. She started her writing career, started Hay House at the age of 50, which I think is fabulous. And she wrote many books. One of her famous is How to Heal Your Life, or You Can Heal Your Life. It's really incredible stuff. So, yeah, I think that's that. So I will see
Awesome.
you guys. I will see you guys next week, same time, same channel. And I know what I know, because angels don't lie. This is Jeannie, and I'm out of here.